And welcome back to Out of the Bag. This is Sean Maguire live on TNS Radio. And I am honoured and privileged to have with me Jacques Fresco and Roxanne Meadows from the Venus Project. Good evening.
Hi, Sean. We appreciate being here.
Thank you, Sean.
Well, it's an absolute honour to have you both here. I was very, very lucky to see you both in Dublin at the Button Factory. I think it was 2 or maybe even 3 years ago, and it was a very good talk you did.
Thank you. That was in 2010, yes.
Yes, it was very, very good. Lots of people filled the Button Factory, and I was particularly watching the Venus Project and looking at all your website and all the rest of it, and wondering how can this become a reality. So I suppose my first question to you guys is, how far is it to becoming a reality at all?
Well, there was a time when very few people knew about it. Now there are thousands of people all over the world that have formed organizations representing the Venus Project, which is great.
I would say millions, really.
Yeah, I've just been at a question in the chat room. Is this Jacques from the Zeitgeist Venus Project? Well, the connection with Zeitgeist, which obviously mentions you quite a lot in Peter Joseph's films, how connected are you still with Zeitgeist, or is there a connection at all?
Well, Zeitgeist movement started as the activist arm of the Venus Project, but we really were not involved that much with it. It was particularly Peter's movement, and he took it off in other directions. He made some very good movies about the Venus Project, but it kind of stopped being the activist arm of the Venus Project. So we pulled out of it at a certain point, and we felt we wanted to represent our own work and guide where we feel it should go. So we also have chapters all over the world with the Venus Project. We are not associated with the Zeitgeist movement. A lot of the people in the Zeitgeist movement understand where the philosophy or the background comes from within the Zeitgeist movement, and they're still very favorable to the Venus Project.
When you went, there was a lot of dissing of the Venus Project a few years ago when it was shown that you were talking to the UN, and also not so long ago that you visited Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. How did those meetings go? What came out of that?
No, Jacques never talked at the UN. He talked someplace in Holland, and they invited him to the World Charter 10th anniversary celebration, which was associated with the UN. We heard Gorbachev was going to be there, and we felt maybe we could talk to Gorbachev, and he may be interested in this direction. Well, we sat through that entire meeting, and when we tried to speak, they stopped us. And we did not get very far at all. And when we did say a few sentences, they had no idea what we were talking about. So it really was on deaf ears. They had no solutions whatsoever. So we are really not associated with the UN, although we would be glad to speak with them and present this direction to them, because most of the UN is really there, we feel, just to protect their own country and make sure they're not being abused, but they have no overall direction.